And I usually don't like to share stuff like this, but I personally own a gun myself. And you don't see me pulling it out willy-nilly every time I'm fucking popping off at somebody, and y'all know I'm a piece of work, and y'all know I will pop off in a second, but you don't see me pulling a strap. Like, literally, for what? For what? It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Whatever I'm mad about at that second, I'm gonna get the fuck over it. Like, literally. It's not worth me pulling out a gun and losing my life, losing my freedom, causing somebody else to lose their family member, their parent, whatever the fuck. Y'all doing too much. Doing way too much. Some of y'all need to sit down and think about what it is y'all doing before y'all doing it. Because some of y'all out here thinking y'all grown and y'all ain't. Because when shit hit the fan, then y'all out here with your holding your fucking dick in your hand looking dumb.
Tonight, we're learning new details about that Labor Day shooting that left a pregnant woman and her husband dead at a park in Maple Heights. We thank you for joining us today.
Yesterday, the Maple Heights police chief told 3 News the suspected gunman was the woman's brother. And in just the last few hours, they've released his identity now.
3 News' Kaitor K is live at Stafford Park where that shooting took place. Kaitor, good evening.
Hey there, good evening, Russ. So this park was full of people for Labor Day events when an alleged family feud left 3 people dead and another injured. Now, we want to warn you that some of these 911 calls you're about to hear are very disturbing.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
I got sacrificed! My cousin is 30 weeks pregnant! She got shot!
Screams everywhere as people ran for safety at Stafford Park in Maple Heights on Labor Day. Maple Heights PD releasing that Jason Iverson allegedly came to the park and shot his pregnant sister, Mercedes Iverson.
Listen, is she breathing at all?
No, it's blood everywhere. It's coming out of her mouth.
Okay, all right. We're on the way, okay? Who shot her?
Her brother.
Police say Iverson allegedly had a feud with her and her husband, Norbert Carter. When they went to their vehicle to avoid the confrontation, witnesses say Iverson followed them and fired into their vehicle. He reportedly shot his sister and a 13-year-old in the car and then chased after his brother-in-law and shot him in a park bathroom.
With Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department, I have one black male down. Gunshot wound, multiple gunshot wounds at Stafford Park in the bathroom.
The 13-year-old was grazed by a bullet and is expected to be okay, but Iverson's sister, her unborn child, and brother-in-law all died. Maple Heights Councilman Stafford Chanette calling the killings discouraging.
It's senseless, and thank God more people didn't get hurt. We thank God that didn't happen, but it's just so unfortunate, and I think that especially in an inner city like ours, it takes you backwards.
Iverson allegedly tried to flee the scene after the shootings, but was caught and arrested. And he's now expected to be arraigned tomorrow morning, facing charges of murder and attempted murder.
Can you imagine it a celebration, a family gathering, a day meant for joy turned into a bloodbath? What pushes a brother to murder his own sister, pregnant with her unborn child, and her husband on Labor Day 2023, in Maple Heights, Ohio, at Stafford Park? The unthinkable happened. Mercedes Iverson, 30, and Norbert Carter, 31, were gunned down in cold blood, and the shooter, her own brother, Jason Iverson. But this wasn't some random act of violence. No, this was a targeted execution, a culmination of a long-standing family feud. What secrets lay hidden beneath the surface of this family, secrets so toxic, they ended in murder? Was it a sudden rage, or a calculated plan to destroy everyone? Was there a chance to stop this? Or was this tragedy inevitable? Stay tuned, because the answers are far more disturbing than you might think. We will go through every single moment of that day. What started as a simple argument, rapidly turned into a scene of absolute horror. Have you ever wondered how someone you know, someone you are close to, could snap? Tell me in the comments, has anyone ever experienced a sudden turn of events like this? How did you deal with it? Welcome to Whistles of True Crime, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most chilling true crime tales. If you crave real-life crime stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat, you're in the right place. Kindly subscribe to this channel now and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive. This story takes us to Maple Heights, Ohio, a city that offers a robust park system with over 40 acres of active and passive parks, including close proximity to the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Stafford Park is the city's largest, featuring pavilions, tennis and basketball courts, baseball fields, and a playground. Regarding crime, data indicates that Maple Heights has a higher crime per capita compared to other places in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, and the United States. While specific gun violence statistics are not readily available, the city is part of the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office's Crime Gun Intelligence Center, which reviews violent offenses, including shootings. 3 lives extinguished in seconds. Mercedes Iverson, pregnant, and her husband Norbert Carter, dead, shot down by her own brother, Jason Iverson. Labor Day 2023, Stafford Park, Maple Heights, Ohio. A family gathering, a celebration, turned into a massacre. One man, his own flesh and blood, his sister and her unborn child, gone. But why this level of violence? Was it simply rage or something more calculated or something premeditated? What would drive a man to murder his pregnant sister? Imagine your own family, the people you trust most, becoming your executioner. What secrets could be so explosive, so deadly? Tell me in the comments, have you ever seen a family relationship turn so violently sour? What was the breaking point? We're about to find out, and what you're about to see is far more disturbing than anyone could have imagined. Stafford Park, Maple Heights, Ohio, over 35 acres, a green oasis in the heart of the city, a place where families gathered, where children played, where memories were made on any other day. It was a picture of peace, but on September 4, 2023, that peace was shattered. It was Labor Day, a day of celebration, of picnics, of community. The smell of barbecue filled the air, laughter echoed through the trees, baseball and softball games were played, families enjoyed the last days of summer. But amidst this idyllic scene, something was terribly wrong. As the day wore on, a darkness was building, a storm was about to break. Have you ever been at a community event that suddenly took a turn, a moment where joy turned to something else entirely? Share your experiences in the comments. Because what happened next at Stafford Park, no one could have predicted. Imagine a life, growing inside another, a future planned, dreams about to come true. Mercedes Iverson, 30 years old, pregnant, full of life. Norbert Carter, 31, her husband, her partner. They were building a life together, a family. They had hopes, plans, a future that was ripped away. Mercedes, expecting a life about to begin, was taken away. They were at the park, enjoying a holiday like anyone else. They were people, not just victims. They had names, they had a story that ended in gunfire. What were their dreams? What were their plans? What did they talk about on the drive to the park? Did they know it would be their last moments? Have you ever thought about the lives behind the headlines, the people who are more than just a news story, because the details of their lives make what happened next even more devastating? A family secret, a hidden poison, resentment, festering for years. Police called it a long-standing feud. It wasn't just an argument, it wasn't a disagreement. This was deep-seated, a hatred so profound, it ended in murder. What started as whispers, as sideways glances, became a deadly obsession. Was it jealousy? Was it money? Was it something far more personal? Something so twisted, it drove a brother to kill his own sister? Did anyone see the signs? Did anyone try to stop it? Or was this inevitable? What kind of family dynamic breeds this level of hate? Have you ever witnessed tension so thick? Share your experiences in the comments, because the truth about this family is far more complicated than anyone expected. A holiday shattered, a celebration ruined. The day began like any other, but the air was thick with tension. Words were exchanged, an argument starting small, but escalating rapidly, voices rising, faces contorted with rage. Then, the unthinkable, gunshots. Not one, but many, the sound of destruction, the sound of death. In an instant, everything changed. Did anyone see it coming? Was there a warning sign, a moment that could have been stopped, or was this the inevitable explosion of years of hate? How quickly can a moment turn deadly? Have you ever witnessed something like that? Share your experiences in the comments, because the next few minutes were a nightmare no one could have imagined. Terror, pure, unadulterated terror, the sound of gunfire, ripping through the holiday calm, people running, screaming, children, terrified, clinging to their parents. Johnny Coleman, there with his church group, saw it all. I just heard the gunshots, and I turned around and everybody was running towards this way, and we tried to get all the kids. Imagine that, a peaceful gathering, shattered. The smell of barbecue replaced with the stench of fear. How do you protect the innocent when chaos erupts? What do you do when the unthinkable happens in front of your eyes? Have you ever been caught in a moment of sheer panic? Share your experiences in the comments. Because in the midst of this chaos, a cold calculated act was about to unfold. Escape, their only thought. Mercedes and Norbert, running for their lives, seeking refuge in the parking lot, but he was relentless. Jason Iverson, fueled by a rage that wouldn't be denied, pursued them, his intent, clear, to kill. Mercedes was struck down, no escape. Norbert, desperate, ran for cover, into the pavilion's bathroom, a place of supposed safety, now a death trap, but there was no escape. He was hunted, cornered and executed. 2 lives, extinguished in cold blood. Was there any moment where they knew this would be their last? What does it feel like to be hunted? Share your thoughts in the comments, because what happened next reveals a chilling level of calculated brutality. A father's bullet, striking his own son. In the chaos, a 13-year-old was grazed. Jason Iverson's own flesh and blood, caught in the crossfire, the horror spreading. Then, sirens, the sound of law enforcement arriving, too late for Mercedes and Norbert, but not too late for justice. The chase, swift, the capture, decisive. Jason Iverson, apprehended. His rampage, over, but the questions remained. What kind of man shoots his own child? What kind of hate drives a father to that level of violence? Can you imagine being wounded by a parent? What goes through your mind? Share your thoughts in the comments, because the arrest was only the beginning. The investigation revealed a truth more disturbing than anyone could have imagined.
This was a long-going feud. He was targeting these specific people. It was not just a random event. Unfortunately, it became public today because he happened to find these people here.
This was not random. Police Chief Todd Hansen's words, clear and direct. This was a targeted execution, not a crime of passion, but a calculated act. But why? What drove Jason Iverson to such brutality? Investigators began to piece together the fragments of a fractured family. Evidence, photos, witness statements, the chilling details of a long-standing feud, a feud that had festered, grown, until it exploded in violence. What secrets did they uncover? What hidden truths lay beneath the surface? Was it a sudden rage or a plan, years in the making? What makes someone decide to end another person's life? Where did this family got it wrong? Share your thoughts in the comments, because the investigation revealed a motive that shocked even the most hardened detectives. Guilty, 3 counts of aggravated murder. Jason Iverson, faced with undeniable evidence, confessed.
I had no right to take your son. And you're right, that was a very cowardly way to handle my business, and I'm sorry that I did what I did that day. I'm truly sorry for taking Mercedes away from us. It hurts. It hurts like hell knowing that she's gone. I destroyed a whole family that day. I did. And I deserve whatever punishment that's coming towards me.
He admitted to killing his sister, her husband, and their unborn child, but could he explain? Could he justify? They deserved to live and I deserved to die that day. I'm sorry I tore everything apart. I destroyed a whole family that day. I did, and I deserve whatever punishment that's coming towards me. Words of remorse, or a desperate attempt to salvage what was left? Was this a true confession or a calculated move? What goes through a mind that commits such a crime, then admits it? Do you believe people who commit crimes like this are ever truly sorry? Share your thoughts in the comments, because even with the confession, the question remained, why? And the answer was about to be revealed in the sentencing.
When I wake up tired, I know it's because of the energy I spent hating you. I know I will be forever tired because I will forever hate you. No, I don't forgive you.
Iverson's defense team says his mental health deteriorated over the summer and something triggered him to commit the crimes. Iverson himself admitted that he didn't have a good explanation for why he shot and killed his own family members. Iverson did apologize to both his family and Carter's family before the judge sentenced him to life in prison without parole for each of the 3 aggravated murder charges. And Matt Iverson was also sentenced to an additional 8 to 12 years for shooting his own 13-year-old son during the incident.
No escape, no second chance, life without parole. Judge Richard Bell's sentence, final, lives were taken, lives were destroyed. He declared, anything less would demean the seriousness of these crimes, a life for a life, and then, no possibility of release, no chance of redemption, justice, served, or was it? Was this sentence enough to balance the scales? Can any punishment truly erase the horror of what Jason Iverson did? Does life without parole feel like real justice when the victims are gone forever? Share your thoughts in the comments. Because even with the sentence, the pain of the victims' families was about to be laid bare. Unforgivable, that's the word that echoes. Antoinette Turner, Norbert Carter's mother, her voice raw, her pain unfiltered. When I wake up tired, I know it's because of the energy I spent hating you. I know I will be forever tired because I will forever hate you. No, I don't forgive you. Not a plea for justice, but a declaration of eternal pain. No forgiveness, no healing, just a lifetime of hate. Can you imagine carrying that level of pain, that level of anger? Is forgiveness ever possible in the face of such brutality? Share your thoughts in the comments, because her words reveal the true cost of Jason Iverson's actions. A town reeling, a community shaken, Maple Heights, Ohio, forever changed. The senseless violence at Stafford Park left a scar, a wound that may never fully heal. How could this happen here, in their town, among their neighbors? A family shattered, lives extinguished, and a question that lingers. Could this have been prevented? What is the cost of hate? What is the impact on a community when violence strikes so close to home? Can a town ever truly recover from something like this? What does it take for a community to heal after such a tragedy? Share your thoughts in the comments. Because the story of Mercedes and Norbert is a story that will stay with Maple Heights forever. Names, faces, lives erased, Mercedes Iverson, Norbert Carter, and the child they never got to hold. Let us remember them, not as victims, but as people, lives full of promise, stolen by senseless violence, a moment of silence for the lives lost, for the future that vanished, for the pain that remains. What do we owe those whose lives are taken too soon? How do we honor their memory? Share your thoughts in the comments. Because their story should never be forgotten. Your voice matters. Share your thoughts, your questions, your reactions. This story demands a conversation. If you or someone you know is living with violence, you are not alone. Help is available. Domestic violence, gun violence, these are not isolated incidents, they are realities. Tell this story to everyone out there, let them know, because silence only allows violence to continue. Is there a way to prevent tragedies like this? What can we do to make a difference? Share your insights in the comments. Because the discussion is vital. Our hearts ache for the Iverson and Carter families. Words feel inadequate, but please know you are held in our deepest sympathy and prayers. May you find strength and comfort in the memories of Mercedes and Norbert. The truth is unsettling. Violence can erupt anywhere, even within families. If you want to understand more stories like this, where ordinary lives are shattered by extraordinary events, kindly subscribe. There are more cases, more questions, more answers waiting to be discovered. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and above all, stay safe. See you on our next video.